Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
This is a session that is for us to sit down, think about, and really basically put a mirror up next to yourself on the desk and look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself some tough questions. And please feel free to share, but I don't at the same time and ask for a friend. This is the first of three bigger sessions. So the session one, if you missed it, was the first 1 hour session, which was a highlights reel overview session on what the series is about. The series is then brought down into three further sessions. Today is the personal ethics session. To the next session, I think it's Thursday, is I think it's business and then professional ethics. So we're going to take the three legs of ethics in terms of how it affects the accountant's life, and we're going to just sit and wallow in them for a couple of hours and spend some time really thinking about it and thinking about what it means to us and what, where we are, where we need to get to, things that we need to consider. And none of this is rocket science. None of this is earth-shattering, difficult stuff, but it is hard in a different way. Those of you that have been on my ethics sessions, it's a real passion of mine. I love talking about ethics. I love talking about engaging with people on ethical dilemmas and ethical challenges. And it's not easy. It's sometimes easy to stand on a soapbox and preach and say, okay, well, this is what should be done and how it should be done. But I really do understand, because I myself have walked the path and have been there, where you're sitting with a dilemma in your hands. It's hard. It's hard to do the right thing. It's not always easy. For some people, it's easier than others. For others, we really wrestle with it because we see the multiple realities and we see the multiple angles of it. We see the consequences of it, and it's something that we know what the right thing is to do. None of us, I think, ever have a problem with seeing the right thing. Just knowing that sometimes us having to pull the trigger and do the right thing is going to be setting off an atomic bomb. Okay, so in going forward with our professional ethics and our business ethics, it's really, really, really important to know the base from which we come. Okay, so today's session is really an opportunity, and I think it's a rare opportunity in our busy lives, and it's a rare opportunity in just the type of work we do and the place where we're at, that we're always sort of pushing forward. I don't know how many of you ever stop to really reflect. Okay, I don't know how many of you stop really to reflect and to do a bit of a deep dive into who you are, where you come from, what you're about. And that's really what today's session is about. So as I said, it's about personal ethics. I have to put a disclaimer here of a different nature and say you must probably going to get to know me more than I'm comfortable with, especially in this type of environment where I'm not in an open hall or open room with you chatting. This is the type of training session when we do it live. It's very conversational. It's very, it gets to be quite robust and debated and quite fantastic, actually. So the way I'm going to have to make up with that a bit is sharing of myself and sharing of my thoughts. Please don't judge me. And I hope that at least stimulates some, like, yes, I've gone through the same thing, or no, I don't relate. And I do come from my own place and space. So I'm in my journey. I am who I am. I've walked the path that I've walked. I've been exposed to the things I've been exposed to. I might not have been exposed to the things that you've been exposed to, or the life path that you've walked. What I do come with, though, is genuine curiosity, and I think that's really important. I do talk about having that curiosity. I think when we're dealing with diversity and when we're dealing with different thoughts and processes, not to come, the opposite of judgmental is curious. If I want to challenge my thoughts and my beliefs, which is sort of a message of today's session, I have to be curious about what people believe and how people see the world different to me. the only way I'm going to challenge my beliefs and question my beliefs and know whether or not my beliefs are the right ones to hold on to is to ask questions and to find out information and to be challenged. Okay, and the starting point for that is curiosity. I think curiosity and an openness and a willingness to hear is really, really important. This is me. Okay, seems to be pink as my day. So this is who I am. This is what I'm about. This is where I come from. Part of my journey, not the full picture of me. That's just part of who I am. Some of the thoughts and questions we're going to ask. Okay, today is really about us. It's about us as people. It is about who we are. It is about our own personal moral compass. And that is something that we really do need to have a firm grasp of and a firm hold of. And I think this is one of the things of maturity as well. The older we get, the more we realize, the less we know. I think when we're young and brash, we think we know everything and we have the world by the tail. And then as we get older and as life throws us more challenges, we get wiser, we get more experienced, we get more get more aware that life isn't always as it seems, and also you get challenged more. I think when you're young and you're bold, you're very righteous about what you believe is right, and then the more experience you get, the more life lessons you learn, the more humble you get as well. I think. The more you realize that life is not simple and challenges are not easy, and there's more reality to it than you think. And so we grow and we change. And I think that is the quite an important part of life. Okay, so this is our reflective time to know where we are. The reason personal ethics is so important, and I'm sure I'll come to this, and there are many things I'll say plenty of times during today's sessions in different ways, but the reason that personal ethics are so important, and I've said this, is they're the foundation. Okay, so business ethics and professional ethics, they are sort of derivatives, and they are things that we then surround ourselves with and are part of. But what you bring to anything as a person is who you are, and it all starts from there. So your idea of right and wrong is the very, very beginning of anything. Okay, if you don't see something as right or wrong, that in itself is where the problem is. It's only when you start questioning a situation, questioning a challenge, and something just doesn't feel right, something just goes against the grain for you, something triggers you, as in this is not, you're not comfortable with it, you're not happy about it, something here just doesn't feel right to you. That gut instinct, that base response, we need to be aware of what that is and where it comes from. And that comes from you. Nobody else can tell you that. Okay. So when we get involved in front of clients, and when we're reading the Code of Professional Conduct, in order for us to gain the most from those sessions, is we have to know ourselves. We have to know what we believe in, what we believe to be right and true. We need to know what our own thought processes and how we see the world. Okay, are you somebody that sees the world in a very black and white space? Are you somebody that sees the world in shades of gray? How empathetic are you? Are you somebody that's, business is business, personal is personal, and that's it? Or are you somebody that is very compassionate and takes on everything of everybody else? Okay, what I'm hoping is, at the end of the day, most of us should know ourselves quite well, but we also have quite a few blind spots. Okay, and that is the joy of reflecting and knowing yourself. And it's only until you get shown that maybe what you're thinking isn't right, and you challenge yourself, that you can grow. Okay, and sometimes it takes somebody else telling us our blind spots, a good friend, a colleague, somebody sort of saying, but hang on a sec, have you ever questioned that? Have you ever thought about that? Maybe it's looking at the news and looking at the media and looking at what's going on and seeing things around us and taking things that you've always believed to be true and asking yourselves, is this really true? And I think many people are being very challenged at the moment with this revolution about gender. I must say, every there are all sorts of challenges throughout history. And I think one of the challenges that we're facing at the moment is this gender identity. And, people have got very strong views on it. People have got very strong thoughts about it.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.